key to self-motivation is that you've got to ask yourself, what do I want out of life? What do you want out of life? What do you want out of a job? What do you want out of a career? What do you want out of a relationship? What do you want? What gives you your life? How will you know when you got it? What will make you happy? You need to know. You need to start asking yourself some questions. What do I really, really, truly want? You need to be exact about that. Don't be vague. Oh, I just want to be happy. That's too vague. What will make you happy? How will you know when you got it? Zero in on it. Be exact. Be specific. And as you do that, that will stimulate that superconscious mind or the reticular activating system of your mind that will begin to find those things, to identify with it. And once you begin to determine that which you want, take the time to write it down. Don't just think about it. Write it down. That is a subjective process that engages the subconscious mind. Write it down. Once you write it down, read it 3 times a day, morning, noon, and night. Why is that important? Because what it will do, it will cause you to focus. It will cause you to concentrate. When that other conversation is going on, telling you what you cannot do, telling you all of the impossibilities and all of the obstacles, your concentrating will begin to create a larger vision within yourself, and you'll start looking for and seeing some new opportunities. You start creating some openings for yourself. As you begin to read that every day, day in and day out, that will make you focus. That will discipline your thinking. And you'll get all kind of creative ideas. As I talk to you right now, being involved in this immersion process, you're going to create some openings for yourself. You're going to get some ideas. You're going to feel your adrenaline flowing, and you're going to think about something, some idea you had. And you say, I want to go back and I'm going to look at that again from a different vantage point, not from the level of the problem or the obstacles that I encountered, but from a higher vantage point. Because what you will begin to see and to know as I talk to the higher consciousness within you, that you are powerful, that you are a miracle worker. And that inner conversation has conditioned you to believe that you are not. And as you begin to discover the truth of who you are, whatever challenge that you're facing in life, and if you're living, you're facing some challenge, you'll begin to know that you're powerful and that you're a miracle maker. So as you begin to write down exactly what it is that you want, read it every day. The next thing is see yourself there. How will you feel once you get there? What will the experience be like for you? What will be different? What kind of person do you have to become in order to get there? Visualize yourself there. Living the experience. You want to see yourself beyond your circumstances. You got a challenge, see yourself beyond your challenge. See yourself with the challenge already resolved. And knowing that all is well. Seeing yourself in control and in charge of your destiny. Being healthy and happy. The next thing is, it is important in the area of motivating yourself, it's important to know why you're doing it. Because that mind will say, why bother? Why go through all this? This is too hard. No, throw in the towel. It's not worth it. Has it ever said that to you before? Here's how you can handle that. Here's how you override that. Write down 5 reasons why you deserve it. Why do you deserve what you want? Why you? Why do you deserve it? What meaning and value will it bring to your life? What's so different about you that you deserve your goal or this goal? And when you write down those 5 reasons, when you have some down moments, and you're going to have them, when that conversation starts talking to you and it's going to talk to you, what you will do is you can pull that out and read it, and it will build you up. It will be your rod and your staff to comfort you through some challenging moments. Because you're going to have some. Life will knock you between the eyes. It will catch you on the blind side, come out of nowhere, stuff you can't anticipate. That will knock the wind out of you. You want to give up. That's why it's important for you to work on yourself, listening to tapes, building yourself up, talking to yourself with power, feeling, and conviction, building yourself up day in and day out, because it's coming. Whatever you do, you want to develop technical mastery. You want to be the best at what you do. You want to master it. See, part of self-motivation is you've got to find something that gives you a strong sense of competence. Well, you become known for that. You develop a reputation of being good at doing that. You set some high personal standards for yourself. You're not competing with anybody else. You're just unfolding yourself to be the best person that you can be. That you want to give the best quality service that you can give, because that is a statement about who you are. The other thing that's the key to self-motivation is recognize the fact that you're going to get into some slumps. Recognize the fact that you're going to encounter a great deal of failure in life. It goes with the territory. But in the face of that, you want to be relentless. The next thing is that when you want something out of life, you've got to be willing to go into action. Don't wait around for things to be just right. Don't wait for things to be perfect. Don't wait for the ideal situation. It will never be ideal. There will always be a reason. Well, as soon as the children grow up, as soon as I pay my bills, as soon as I get my divorce, as soon as I get enough money together, do what you can, where you are with what you have, and never be satisfied. A lot of people never take a chance in life. They don't want to take any chances. They want the situation to be ideal. See, that's not walking by faith. That's walking by sight. If I can see it, I'll do it. No. That's a lot of people saying, if I can see it, I'll believe it. No. If you believe it, you can see it. Don't be disturbed because no one else can see it. That's not unusual. That is ordinary. But because you want some different kind of results in your life, you've got to be willing to be unreasonable. If you want unreasonable results in your life, you've got to be willing to be unreasonable. Part of being unreasonable, you don't judge according to appearances. Part of being unreasonable, you can see it because you believe it. Most people won't do that. One of the keys to self-motivation that empowers you is that you want to find a cause larger than yourself. Find something that you can contribute to. Find something that you can make a difference because you can. Part of what feeds your larger vision, part of what gives you a reason for being, part of what gives you your life is being able to give something back. So I can't afford to give anything. You can't afford not to give. Give your time. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do, but I'm going over there. It's part of my tithing in the universe.
Welcome to Coffee and Crypto. If you all can hear me right now, drop a 777 or the number of completion in the chat box. I want to make sure I'm coming in clear. Awesome. And if you guys don't mind, man, turn those cameras on. If you're in a space, in a place where you can turn your cameras on, I want to say cheers to you. Welcome to Coffee and Crypto, the #1 cryptocurrency morning show in the world. We're live on YouTube. We're about to go live here on Zoom as well. Please send this link out to your friends, your family members. I'm going to spend a few more minutes listening to Les Brown because I believe that this is the most important part, which is the mindset. A lot of us haven't done that in the mornings. You know, when I wake up, I've been listening to nothing but podcasts. Some people don't do that, and that's okay. That's why we offer that segment in the beginning of Coffee and Crypto. So I want to say again, welcome to the call. Please take your time to send this out to the respective groups, family members, people that you might want to save life, because I promise you the time is coming where we won't be able to invest into these coins the same way that we could have today. So with that being said, please sit back. All right, grab you some coffee, some water. All right, and let's get this call on the road. Welcome to Coffee and Crypto.
Once you develop that special sense of mission, and that's what you develop when you're part of a larger cause than yourself. It drives you. You don't need an alarm clock to get up in the morning. You have special power. You'll go places and folk will like to be around you. They will know there's something different about you. When you go in, they'll say, hey, that's somebody important. I want to know who you are. I just want to be near you. That energy that you have, that consciousness that you will embody will affect everybody around you.
Got to run it back a little bit.
Oh, you can see it because you believe it. Most people won't do that. One of the keys to self-motivation that empowers you is that you want to find a cause larger than yourself. Find something that you can contribute to.
If you are a crypto nerd, do me one favor and go to the Crypto Nerds chat and let's blow it up one time. If you're a part of the Nerds chat, go drop it. Listen, if you're part of the Vincent Owens Group Discord, make sure you go drop this link and let's let everybody know that we're here. Let's go.
So I can't afford to give anything. You can't afford not to give. Give your time. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do, but I'm going over there. It's part of my tithing in the universe. Once you develop that special sense of mission, and that's what you develop when you're part of a larger cause than yourself, it drives you. You don't need an alarm clock to get up in the morning. You have special power. You'll go places and folk will like to be around you. They will know there's something different about you. When you go in, they'll say, hey, that's somebody important. I want to know who you are. I just want to be near you. That energy that you have, that consciousness that you will embody will affect everybody around you.
Welcome to Coffee and Crypto, the #1 cryptocurrency morning show in the world. My name is Vincent Owens. Let's come on back. I thought, oh look, I thought, hey, I didn't know that was another audio playing. I thought somebody was screaming. I thought somebody came on here was super excited, like, woo, let's go. All right, but listen, I'm so happy for you guys to be here. If you could do me a favor and drop what city, state, country, zip code, wherever you're coming in from, please drop it inside of the chat box right now as we get everything set up properly for this call. Thank y'all so much for taking the time to hop out on here early. I know people, they'll get the message a little later. They'll tap in. We got Easy Money Matt here today. Shout out to you, San Francisco Bay Area in the building. We got Atlanta, Georgia in the building. We got Indiana in the building. Hey, can y'all turn y'all cameras on with me? Is anybody with that? Does anybody believe in that these days? I don't know if anybody believe. Like, it's like if you was gonna get a job, would you sit without your boss seeing you? Like, you don't know who I will be to you one night. You don't know if you'll need a job at the Vincent Owens Group. You don't know. So it's like, turn your cameras on and let's get to know each other. Sometimes I don't even know what my community look like. And that's a problem. So, I'm going to address it before we go to 1,700 people on the call. I'm addressing now. We're establishing a culture. I believe that the most important thing is having a culture. Right? Having a culture. And sometimes it got to be cult-like activities. Sometimes it got, look at Shy over there, nursing. Now, I know you can't be on the camera. Look, I appreciate you for popping in, Shy. You can turn your camera off. That's all I ask. You know what I mean? So look, just pop in and say hello. Sometimes it's just beautiful to see beautiful faces. You know what I mean? Sometimes it's beautiful to just see beautiful faces. All right. But with that being said, welcome to Coffee and Crypto, episode number 36. We have been moving and shaking. Travis, how you feeling, bro?
I'm feeling blessed, bro. I stumbled on some gold last night. How are you feeling, bro?
Yo, listen, I got a word of the day. Can somebody drop word of the day in the chat box? I wish people was here right now to get this word of the day. Listen, and this just hit me.
I'm glad I'm here, bro.
I'm happy you're here too, because this just hit me. It hit me like a bag of bricks, all right, like a bag of gold. There's no mission greater than the premonition. That's a bar. There's no mission greater than the premonition. What do I mean by that? There's no mission in life that's greater than you finding a strong feeling that something is about to happen, especially something that could be unpleasant. Woo! Something that can be unpleasant. Where am I going with this? I'm going to tell you where I'm going. See, it's an unpleasant feeling to have to work hard every day. It can be unpleasant, right? It's an unpleasant feeling to have to work hard every day on something you don't love. This goes back to Monday's call. It's a hard feeling, right? See, a premonition is a strong feeling that something is about to happen. We have a premonition here. Something big, a disaster is about to happen in our world, and you must be informed. This is not FUD. This is not fear, uncertainty, and doubt. but this is what is going to happen. And that's why we cover it. See, there's no greater mission than discovering the premonition. Because see, what I know is this. Go drop this link in the chat box and also drop some coffee if you know where I'm going right now. Cheers to you. All right, cheers to you. But check this out. Check this out. The premonition that I foresee happening, we already see it happening in China. We already see it happening in a lot of other countries. All right, we see other lockdowns. I mean, a lockdown just happened in a huge sector of China. Another COVID lockdown just happened, literally. So these lockdowns are happening. Banks are closing. People's savings and checkings accounts are being frozen. I have a premonition because you have to be a visionary. And I got a feeling that something very similar is coming to North America. I have a feeling.
I agree.
Yes. And you got to follow your gut. Gut health is the most important health. Go ahead, Travis.
So I'm going to say this. In accordance with the word premonition, I'm going to say that the abundance, the sign comes before the abundance. So you have to be a visionary. You have to have the vision. The sign comes before the abundance. So the reason why I say that is because I'm excited because today my pastor, she's hosting her once a month in-person service. She has service once a month, and it's my favorite day of the month. It's my favorite day of the month. But one thing that she said was that you cannot please God without faith.
You can't.
So wherever you're at right now, the signs are there. And I'm going to give you some signs today on this show that lead to the abundance.
Signs of abundance. That's what I'm talking about. See, first, a prisoner cannot escape prison. The prisoner of Azkaban couldn't escape Azkaban if he didn't know he was at Azkaban. So you got to catch a premonition first. That's your sign. The sign comes before the what?
Abundance.
Before the abundance. Sheesh. Look, we weren't even in sync on that one, Travis. Hey, look, I like that. I like that, Travis.
We always in sync, bro.
We always in sync.
We don't even got to be in sync to be in sync.
We ain't got to be in sync. All right.
We're not the boy band over here.
It is the boy band over here. It's like it's crazy, man. Hey, but listen, all right. Today's call is going to be absolutely bullish. I recommend that you go send this link out. I recommend that if you're watching on YouTube right now, if you're tuning in, shout out to my YouTube community, shout out to the YouTube fam. All right, the people, like the comments on YouTube be strong. So shout out to y'all. And listen, if you are not subscribed to the YouTube, drop a 7 in the chat box. I want to know, is there anybody that's not currently maybe connected to us on YouTube? Drop a 7 in the chat box. Just want to be able to say welcome. And if you're on YouTube right now, I want to say welcome. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn the notification bell on, and that way you get all of the updates that we have that will be posted there. Now, if you did not drop a 7, because maybe you don't know how to drop a 7, you'll see this link right here, okay? This link, you can click this link here on Zoom, go subscribe to the YouTube channel, because it'd be a darn shame for you to be on this call and not know. Shout out to Steve. Shout out to Steve. Wow.
Shout out to my guy, Steve.
Shout out to Steve Conley. Mr. Conley. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much. Learning a whole lot. Steve, how you feeling this morning, sir?
I'm doing fantastic. How about you?
I'm absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. Grateful to have you here. One of my newest, I'm just gonna speak it into existence. One of my newest mentors.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Let's let it be. Let it happen.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you for being here. Steve is extremely bullish. Steve has some NFTs within the real estate space. So, that we'll be introducing. So, we'll definitely be bringing Mr. Conley up, Steve, and allowing him to share as we continue to grow this relationship. But you guys, remember, please always be on your best behavior here on Coffee and Crypto, because you never know who might just stop by. Welcome, Steve.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. And welcome to everybody else. Welcome to everybody else that is tuned in with us. So we're going to go ahead and jump into this information because I know that you all are pretty anxious to hear about some of the newer things that's happening that's unfolding right within the cryptocurrency space. All right. So let's jump into it. All right. So
I'm excited to see what you got for us, bro.
Who, me? Oh, listen, I really don't know if I have a whole lot, but I got something to show you. All right, Travis, I'm excited for your segment. Like it gets gooder and gooder, and I can use gooder. I know gooder ain't a word. I got this from Millionaire McCoy. I know gooder ain't a word, but I can't be hired nor fired these days, so I use those words.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. So shout out to Millionaire McCoy. So let's jump into, yes, sir. Let's jump into the current state of the cryptocurrency market. Now we're literally 20,817 cryptocurrencies that's available, 523 exchanges. And you must know, all right, that majority of those exchanges are unregulated exchanges. So you want to be very careful on what exchanges you're using. That's why we have our education here in the VO group. That's why we do what we do, because we want to make sure that people are protected. It's not just about investing, but it's about being protected. And I want to leave this side note. Coffee and Crypto is not an investment advice show. We do not give investment advice. All right. But everything is for entertainment purposes only. All right. Please do your own research before you go and invest into anything. Make sure that you do your own research. Is very, very important for you to do that because we don't want you to come back and be like, oh, you told us to invest in the XDC and it crashed. No, we told you to do your own research. We told you that we were investing into it. And if you want to do what we do, listen, success leaves clues. All right. Success leaves clues. So market cap of cryptocurrency is a little under $1 trillion. So we're still in a solid space. I truly believe just using my intuition, I believe that the cryptocurrency market is not done going bearish. We're on a crazy downtrend. You all have seen, let me pull up my XRP chart, right? You know, on Saturdays, we follow XRP. I don't do signals at all. All right. I'm not a signals guy. If you want signals, you want to plug in with the crypto nerds. All right. You want to plug in with somebody who actually can really get you paid. However, I want to show y'all something. Now, I had an intuition to place a sale this morning, and look at that right there. We have a bearish engulfing that is forming at 10:18 a.m. So there's some momentum. We'll see how it happens. However, I know I'm in profit right now. I'm in my bag right now. Okay, so that's all that matters. And so I want to tell you guys, you should not be looking. I would say that right now, you might want to, if you have a certain budget, you might want to get into some XRP. But listen, being an expert, I'm going to wait because XRP continues to bounce off of this trend line, right? Like it keeps hitting this trend line. All right. So this is a crazy, crazy, crazy trend line. And so we got to respect the trend. The trend is our friend, right? And so that's something that, again, we don't go over technical analysis much here. However, this is something that I want you all to see, because it doesn't matter if I go to XRP or if I go to Bitcoin. All right. If I go to Bitcoin, look at that. Overall, Bitcoin is what? A huge downtrend. We have a huge downtrend on Bitcoin right now. Okay. So if Bitcoin breaks this bottom red line, get ready for impact. Can somebody say brace for impact? Because we'll see 11,000, maybe a $10,000 Bitcoin. Yes. Brace for impact. So if you have some Bitcoin and you want to know how you can protect your assets at 19,000 potentially before it drops, you want to get up with the VOG. Me, Travis, and a couple of, and again, we're adding on advisors as we go, but me and Travis right now, we're looking to help you come up with strategies that can help you hedge and protect yourself, especially during this bearish run. Okay. Let me tell you, we've seen Bitcoin go up to here, and the things between up here to down here. Look, and this is going to be crazy, but the things from up here to down here that we've learned over the last year has been absolutely incredible. And I promise you, on the next bull run, we will not make the same mistakes that we made on the last bear, on this previous bear run that we're going through. We will not make those. We will protect ourselves moving up into stable coins, into other aspects of protecting yourself, protecting your investments. Okay. So this is the current state of the market. We know Bitcoin, what? Pushes everything. We know Bitcoin pushes everything. So understanding that it controls everything, right? So we know that if Bitcoin drops below this red line and it goes to 11,000, maybe 10,000, maybe 12,000, or wherever it decides to go, I hope that you're, number one, increasing your cash flow, right? Finding ways to get into cash flow generating, businesses, whether that's real estate, whether that's day trading, rather that's opening a business.
Get a second job.
Getting a second job. Get an investing job. You got to look at these things.
Habits.
You got to, sometimes to get wealthy, you got to apply humility.
I just cut my own hair.
You feel me?
It looks good though, don't it?
Look, all right, Trav, I see you. Hey, I don't want to. Hey, look, this ain't Kings of Comedy today, so I ain't gonna tell you. I ain't gonna do you that way. But no, I look good,
bro. Go ahead. Go ahead.
You look good, bro. You look good, bro. Drop some coffee in the chat box for Trav. Looking good, pretty boy Trav.
Yeah.
So let's get back to the market. Okay. So
he wasn't ready for the smoke, y'all. He didn't want to gun me. He wasn't ready for the smoke.
I was not ready for it. I was not ready. But Bitcoin is under 20,000 right now. We're down 8% over the last 7 days. Ethereum down to 1,500, down 9% over the last 7 days. All right. Listen. XRP. Who's bullish on XRP right now? Let me know. Is anybody bullish on XRP? I mean, the more that I discover through doing this show, I'm so bullish.
Man,
I'm so bullish on XRP.
I've learned more about crypto doing this show than anything else. Having to actually break it down for someone else rather than learning it from someone else is completely different.
Yeah, because there's three types of knowledge, right? There's learned knowledge, there's applied knowledge, and then there's teaching knowledge. You learn it first, then you have to go and apply it. See, we learned it. We've been applying over the last 4 or 5 years. Now we're ready to teach it. You got to step into a different power, right? And so I'm grateful for this. I'm grateful. I know Travis is. I'm grateful to be able to wake up on Thursday, September 1st. It's the first of the month. Who got rent due? It's the first of the month.
Hey.
Whose rent is paid? Who crypto funded? Yes, sir. Who's day trading? Let's go. Who's getting to the bag? Who's getting to the chicken? Who's getting to the feta? The fettuccine, right? So let's jump into my Twitter. Now, one of the greatest places, the reason why we discovered this call and we created this call was not to actually become a podcast. It was not the goal. It wasn't the goal. And that's for my OGs, the people that's been around. Drop some coffees if you've been here since day one, Coffee and Crypto. You know what we started. We started this because I wake up in the morning and I do research anyway. So I was like, you know what? 2 days a week, I can sit with the community. And it started as a private call. And then I said, you know what? The world deserves this. You shouldn't have to pay me for this. I mean, it's free game. The world deserves this, right? So what I want you to understand is that we're moving into a digital realm. You have not been plugged in the way that you should have been plugged in into any of these calls, whether it's our Wednesday call with the nerds, whether it's Tuesday and Thursday, whether it's our Monday call here at VOG, whether it's our Saturday call where we day trade, whether it's a one-on-one session. If you haven't had any of that, today's call, what I want to do is I want to inspire you to pay attention and take notes, because note takers are money makers. Now, I've been marking some things up. I've been adding some things into my bookmark to stay, organized as always. And so I want to start it off like this. All right. I want to start it off like this. Now, Japanese banking giant Shinsegae offers a $60 in XRP or BTC to lure in new customers. Are we bullish or what? This hot off the press. This hot off the 3 weeks ago. Can I get some hot coffee in the chat box?
Hot coffee, baby.
Can I get some hot coffee in the chat box? See, Japanese banking giant Shinsei Bank has rolled out a new program to reward clients with cryptocurrency exchange coupons for opening an account or setting up a yen time deposit with the bank. In a press statement published.
What's the name of the bank, bro?
Shinsei. Shinsei noted that it had opted to administer the rewards in either Ripple or Bitcoin in a partnership with SBI VC Trade. Hold up, SBI. Ooh, hold on. I didn't catch that, Jim. So let me show you. Now y'all going to get to see what I do on my research side. So all I do is I come over here to Google or Yahoo, whoever I need to talk about, and
we make Google do our work.
Yes, Google does my work. SBI, what was it called? SBI what? I forgot. So let's go back. SBI VC Trade. We got to look them up. This ain't this because it's a venture capitalist firm. So understanding that, we know it's a lot of money. You can't be a VC without money. So they're a part of SBI Group, which we know who SBI Group is, the #1 remittance payment system out of what, family? Somebody drop it in the chat box. Where are they coming out of? Where are they working out of? Does anybody know? Has anybody been here long enough where, just hearing SBI, you just know what time it is? See, it ain't the FBI. We got some news on them too that's about to uncover. But the SBI. Travis, can you tell them where SBI is from, brother?
Yeah, bro. It's from Japan.
From Japan.
From Japan. Mo, come on, bro. You got to read.
Come on, Mo. Come on, Mo.
Say it right.
Come on, Mo.
My bad. I ain't mean to call you out, Mo.
Everybody drop, come on, Mo.
Praise in public, reprimand in private. My bad.
Hey, can somebody say, come on, Mo, in the chat box? He said, I'm driving, can't see it. Hey, I love you, Mo, for real. No, for real. But let's jump into this. Let's stay bullish. Let's stay serious. No, it's Mo. It's all love. We love you, bro. So creating global. Mo been here since day one too. So listen, you don't have to know where SBI from to get rich. I love to say that you ain't even got to be able to spell SBI to get rich. You know what I mean? Like all you got to do is just be on this call. Now, creating global standard for digital asset exchange. That's what the SBI VC Trade does. Now, it's a crypto asset. Cryptocurrencies can be used as payment for goods and services through the internet and can be exchanged between legal currencies such as Japanese yen and US dollars. Due to its beneficial structure of not requiring a particular issuer or is usable anywhere through the internet, crypto asset and the underlying technology has started to be expansively used on other purposes. SBI VC Trade will provide a full lineup of crypto asset services by utilizing the comprehensive power as the Japan's largest comprehensive internet financial group. That is huge. That is huge. Their shareholders is 100% SBI. So they own this 100%. SBI 100% owns this. Paid in capital. How much did they pay? 1.26 billion through Japanese yen. Established in 2017. Come on, y'all. Let's go. We're in the right space at the right place at the right time. Don't get lost. We're going to keep pushing forward. Watch this. Now, according to the bank, new and existing customers can earn up to 8,000 Japanese yen, which is $60 worth of XRP or Bitcoin for carrying out the stipulated services. And it will run from August 10th to October 31st of 2022. Wow. Now, my question to you is this. Have we heard about any of this happening in the US? Is any US banks doing this yet? No. And you want to know why? It's because of the SEC. It's because of the Securities Exchange Commission. It's because of the fact that we can't get regulatory clarity. So that brings me to this. Because it's something about these three-letter words, SEC, SBI, but then we got the who? The FBI. The FBI. Now, this hot off the press, October 30th. August 30th. August 30th. FBI issues alert over 2.45 billion stolen in DeFi. So a lot of people, for the people that's been asking me, hey, why don't you have DeFi programs with the Vincent Owens Group? Why don't you teach us about DeFi? No. Why would I? Why? Because here's the thing. It's coming down to the end where regulations coming. If you wanted to do DeFi and make all these big percentages a day or a week or a month, you had to do that 2, 3, 4, 5 years ago and have been in this space. I'm not positioning my people to get into these types of programs like Celsius, right? I'm not going to tell you to go and do it. I'll tell you to do some things like maybe staking on a safe platform, maybe like crypto.com or Coinbase or something along those lines where we know they will be around. You know what I mean? Something like that. Maybe VeChain Thor and earn some more VeChain Thor, stake your VeChain, right? So these are the type of things that I'll teach because it's more safe. So when we'll introduce DeFi, because DeFi is the future, don't get me wrong. DeFi is the future, but we need regulatory clarity for it to really work. We need regulatory clarity so people can be accountable so they don't take your money and run off, because that's all that's happening. They're taking your money and they're getting rich while you are getting poorer, all right, or broker. And then guess what happens? You now have a bad taste in your mouth for decentralized finance, cryptocurrency, blockchain technology, and Web3 technologies. You now have a bad taste in your mouth. And I'm telling you, just because you got burned, don't get that bad taste in your mouth, because I didn't. What I did was I learned from the lesson, and I took that lesson and I teach other people the lesson so they don't make the same mistakes that I made. Right? So I just wanted you all to see that the FBI, again, you all can go and read up on this, but the FBI issues an alert over $2.4 billion stolen in DeFi. It's because of all of these different projects that's happening. All right. I do have a couple of videos that I would like to play for you all. Just a few. Now, Travis, are you going to cover Michael Saylor?
No, I'm not actually.
Okay, perfect. Well, I'm gonna play this video. I think it's important. We might be here a couple minutes longer, so I understand if you have to go, once 11 o'clock hits, but we got to get a full show today. Check this out. So Michael Saylor is being accused of evading $25 million in taxes. Does anybody know who Michael Saylor is? Does anybody know who Big Mike is? Right? This guy is a billionaire, a tech billionaire who owns Bitcoin. Right? He's a Bitcoin maxi. Michael Saylor. So I want you all to see what's going on right now and what type of scrutiny and fire this guy is under right now. Listen up to Squawk. All right. Squawk is definitely a great place to get some of your news. CNBC. All right. Let's get it.
MicroStrategy Executive Chairman Michael Saylor is being accused of evading $25 million in taxes. That is according to a lawsuit filed by the District of Columbia Attorney General yesterday. The suit also alleges that MicroStrategy conspired to help Saylor avoid paying taxes. Saylor stepped down as CEO last month. Under his leadership, MicroStrategy spent close to $4 billion acquiring Bitcoin at an average price of around $30,000. Bitcoin today is around 20,000. The suit accuses Saylor of claiming to reside in Virginia or Florida, which have lower or no personal income tax rates, but it claims Saylor actually lived in several different homes around DC, including a penthouse apartment in the Georgetown neighborhood, or on his yacht on the Georgetown waterfront or Potomac River while his apartment was being renovated. The lawsuit includes several screenshots of posts that appear to be from Saylor's Facebook page, referencing the view from his Georgetown balcony. Robert Frank has been digging into the story, and he'll join us in the next hour with details.
I actually read the the document this morning, the lawsuit, I think it's about 16 pages. From the pictures they got from his Facebook where he was saying on my way into work, and this is the view from my apartment, that didn't seem to be quite as compelling as the case they made against MicroStrategy itself. They said that the CFO at the time counted the number of days that SAYLOR was in DC versus these other places and said, we're not going to be able to continue to pay you and claim and send this to your supposed address in Florida. That would put the company in a position of peril. As a result, he cut his compensation to $1, but he was still taking a lot of benefits from the company, including use of the private plane that totaled more than $1 million. Just what they seem to have from the CFO at that point seemed to be the most damning things in this, where the CFO said, we can't do this. And SAYLOR changed his compensation as a result. So I don't know how this will play out in court, but what was filed against him and these charges against him that I read this morning, that is going to be the more difficult thing to get around. You can say this was just a Facebook post and I wasn't actually living there.
Right.
So
I wasn't doing it anywhere, really.
Right. And or if this is your yacht and it's in the river, is it really on the Georgetown waterfront or is it in Virginia? Because, the river there is on both sides. So none of that was as compelling as this evidence they have from, I don't know if it's testimony they have from the CFO or if these are documents that they found, but that is going to be the more tricky part.
Yeah.
They said it was more than $25 million, but they are also looking for treble damages in a situation like that. So it's fairly significant, and we'll wait to see what evidence they actually have from the company and from the CFO and how he counters that.
Yeah, I mean, if the CFO, if these statements, whether they were made by email or deposition or whatnot, were simply a warning,
could be.
then
it's a different story.
It's a different
But
story.
looking through it, the stuff that they found in Facebook, I was like, it doesn't necessarily prove your case, particularly if you're saying I was there sometimes and I was in other places other times. It's going to be what they have from the company, however they got that is going to be what this probably hinges.
Unless they're just looking for a settlement and all this stuff is eye candy to catch the media's attention so we can play the story over and over again, show pictures of the yacht, and MicroStrategy comes and says, we'll pay a fine.
We'll see.
Wow. Wow. So a lot is happening. A lot is unfolding. These 3-letter companies, these 3-letter organizations, the SEC also sued Michael SAYLOR as well. They also were investigating him. So, it's a lot when you're becoming a billionaire. It's a lot to it. So the question is, are you ready to be a billionaire? Like, for real, because I know Bruno Mars said, I want to be a billionaire so freaking bad. But the real question should have been this, right? The real question should have been, are you ready to be a billionaire so freaking bad, right? Because all the accusations, all the things you're going to go through becoming a billionaire, and they all go through it. Jay-Z's going through it. Kanye, it don't matter who you are. Rihanna, all billionaires go through things. But you know what separates billionaires from anybody else is the way they handle it. It's the way you handle it. Do you handle it professionally? Do you handle it with grace? Do you take your lessons, learn from them, and not make the same mistake? Right? So we'll definitely see how this thing unfolds with Michael SAYLOR, but it probably will drop the markets a little bit. You know what I mean? Because this is a big tech company, right? MicroStrategy is a huge company. They're a huge company, right? So the next thing that I want to show is this video right here from Benny Johnson. It says that World Economic Forum's entire plan exposed in just 60 seconds. This is what attacks against Dutch farmers are really about. Listen up, guys.
Why, as the Dutch...
Let me pull it up.
As the Dutch government, a guy called Rutte, the prime minister, completely owned by the World Economic Forum and Klaus Schwab, why has he just announced that the Netherlands, the second biggest exporter of food in the world, is targeting farmers to destroy them and get them off the land, which is where all these farming protests in the Netherlands have come from? At a time of food shortages and supply chain problems, You are targeting the second biggest exporter of food in the bloody world to destroy its farming base. Why are you doing that? If people depend on you for what's left of the food, you control them. Where food is abundant and cheap, you do not control them. If people depend on you for what's left of the food, you control them. Where food is abundant and cheap, you do not control them. Where energy is cheap and abundant, you do not control them. Scarcity equals dependency equals control. And that's why they're targeting the food chain, they're targeting the energy supply, they're targeting everything.
So it really starts to make me think, because this is Charles Schwab, right? The World Economic Forum, and we know that they have their Agenda 2030. And so that's why I've been saying that these ISO 2022 and ISO, all these different ISO plans, they can either be used for good or for bad, either for good or for bad. And I'm going to tell you something, whether they're used for good or for bad, us being educated, the people being educated, at the end of the day, that is what's important, because you can make the right decision for your family. You can make the right decision for you. Travis, how you feel about that, bro?
I completely agree. And the reason why I agree, bro, is because they don't want you to know. They do not want you to know. And that's why there's so many distractions going around, so much things going on in the world right now, while they completely rebuild the whole infrastructure of the financial system. That's why people, and I've never really, I've always known this. But I wasn't going to show this paper today because I have a lot to cover, but I feel like I have to show it now.
All right. Do your thing, bro.
Yeah. But give me 1 second. So these guys did I put it in my photos yet?
Let's drop some coffee in the chat box for my brother Travis, give him some energy, because high energy equals high income. Let's go.
I'm about to airdrop it real quick. It's crazy. This is crazy because we've always known this. They attack our systems. They're attacking the supply chain. They're literally attacking everything that we do right now.
Go crazy, Trav. This is your time.
All right, I haven't airdropped the picture yet. I'm gonna drop it on the next episode, guys. I'm gonna drop it on the next episode.
It's all you good? Okay, keep going.
Yeah.
You got it.
It's not letting me airdrop it for some reason.
No problem.
But I'm gonna go right into my segment, family. I don't need to get on a pedestal right now. I gotta stay focused. So
my man, I'm happy you covering this. Let's go.
The digital dollar project. So family, this is pretty huge. And I'm gonna get into exactly why. It says, today we announced the launch of our technical sandbox program. If you are interested in exploring the implementation of a United States central bank digital currency in a tech neutral environment, join us for future cohorts. Diverse perspectives are critical for testing central bank digital currency design choices. So a little bit further down into their feed, they have this. And so they say that they're launching their technology sandbox program. So a sandbox program is simply just a test that they're using different companies to collaborate with. And these are the companies that they're using: MTech, Digital Asset, Knox, and Ripple. So we're going to get into who exactly is the Digital Dollar Project. So who are they? So it says the Digital Dollar Project was created to encourage research and public discussion on the potential advantages and challenges of a U.S. central bank digital currency or digital dollar. It says the DDP will identify options for a CBDC solution to help enhance monetary policy effectiveness and financial stability, provide needed scalability, security, and privacy in retail, wholesale, and international payments, and integrate with existing financial infrastructures, including US Federal Reserve related projects. And that is not an exaggeration right there. And we're going to show you exactly why. So who is the US Digital Dollar Project? Let's scroll down. So they are partnered with the Digital Dollar Foundation, which this group does not have a website yet, which I found kind of interesting. But Accenture, we haven't covered them to a very specific extent, but we're going to get into who is Accenture. So we're going to click on we're going to the board of directors right here. We're going to start off right at the board of directors. And who is Julie Sweet? So Julie Sweet is chair and chief executive officer of Accenture. She became CEO in 2019 and assumed the additional position of chair in September 2021. Previously, she served as chief executive officer of Accenture's business in North America, the company's largest geographic market. Prior to that, she was Accenture's general counsel, secretary, and chief compliance officer for 5 years before joining Accenture in 2010. Julie was a partner for 10 years in the law firm Cravath, Swain, and Moore LLP. This is where it gets good, family. Julia serves on the World Economic Forum Board of Trustees. Additionally, Julie is the chair of Catalyst and serves on the Board of Trustees for the Center for Strategic and International Studies and for the Marriott Foundation for People with Disabilities, Bridges from School to Work. So she is also been recognized as one of Fortune's most powerful women in business and Forbes 100 most powerful women in the world. So she serves on the World Economic Forum Board of Trustees. So that's major. We can go back. We're going to go back and see who are some other people that is on their board. Let's just pick one. There's some pretty cool people on here. This lady, I think she's pretty cool. I actually think. Let's see, what does she do? So Beth is the director of AT&T and Ford Motor Company. She has also a member of Accenture's board of directors since February 2021, was chairman and CEO of KeyCorp, one of the 20 largest US banks based on assets. So she was the CEO of one of the largest banks in America based on assets under management. She also has experience with senior positions at Bank One, Citicorp Real Estate, Bank of Texas. So let's just say that she is a behemoth, as my brother Vince would say. Let's see, who is Paula Price? What does she do? I think I was impressed with her as well. Let's see. Paula is director of Warner Brothers, Discovery, and Bristol Myers Squibb. She rejoined the board of Western Digital Corporation in 2020 after serving the board from 2014 to 2019. She previously served on the board of directors for Dollar General, which is one of the largest dollar stores in America. And she was a full-time lecturer at Harvard. Prior to joining the faculty of Harvard Business School, she was executive vice president and chief financial officer at Ahold, a retailer that operates more than 700 supermarkets in the United States. Let's see who else is on their board. Let's go to Nancy.
And might I point out that the women are crushing it. Like, and another thing is, bro, MTech, I don't know if you know, but MTech is founded by a Black woman. She's young too. She's a millennial. Yeah, Carmel Cadet.
Just learned that actually.
Yeah, Carmel Cadet. I DM'd her to see if we can get her on the show one day. We're gonna see what's up.
We'll get her soon.
Shout out to MTech.
Soon enough. So this lady, Nancy, she is a director of Abbott Laboratories. So if you guys aren't familiar with Abbott Laboratories, they're one of the largest producers of the COVID vaccine. So you can see these are literally the people that run the world. This guy's pretty cool too, Jamie Ardila. This guy's pretty cool, I think, actually. Pretty sure he's pretty cool. Yeah, Jamie was the vice president and president of General Motors, South American operations, and also a member of the General Motors Executive Committee. He worked for General Motors for almost 30 years. Between 1996 and 98, he was with Rothschild. Rothschild, I'm sure most of you guys know who the Rothschilds are. But you guys are starting to get the picture who's on this board of Accenture. And they are a partner of the Digital Dollar Project. So who else is a partner of the Digital Dollar Partnership? Let's go to MTech. So we're going to go into, well, let's go to the Digital Dollar Project's board as well.
Yeah,
there's some pretty cool people on their board. Let's go to their board of directors. So this is Charles Giancarlo. So it says Charlie H. Giancarlo is an entrepreneur, investor, and executive. He is currently the chief executive officer of Pure Storage, which it's listed on the New York Stock Exchange. He formerly served in senior executive roles at Cisco Systems, also listed on the NASDAQ, Silver Lake Partners, private equity firm. He earned a bachelor's degree in electrical engineering from Brown University. But who I was really interested with was his brother, or well, I don't know the relation, but they have the same last name. His name is Christopher Giancarlo, senior counsel to the law firm Wilkie, Farr and Gallagher, and the former chairman of the United States Commodity Futures Trading Commission. So he is a former highest level position at one of the biggest regulators in the United States. He also served as a member of the Financial Stability Oversight Committee, another one of the United States' largest regulators. So under his leadership, the CFTC published primers on virtual currencies and smart contracts and oversaw the launch of the first Bitcoin futures contracts and created Lab CFTC. So we're going to go there in a second. But we're going to go to this guy too. So this guy, he also previously served as the CFTC's first Chief Innovation Officer and Director of Lab CFTC. So another commodities futures trading.
Who are you talking about, Trav? What's his name? Remember, this is also just going to be audio on Apple, so make sure people know the name so they can go back and look.
His name is Daniel Gorfine. So Daniel Gorfine, he previously served as the CFTC's first Chief Innovation Officer and Director of Lab CFTC. Prior to the CFTC, he was the Vice President, External Affairs Associate General Counsel at OnDeck. So let's go to this guy, David Treat. David Treat is a behemoth as well. He is co-lead of Accenture Blockchain Business and Accenture lead of New York FinTech Innovation Lab. That's huge because we know how big Accenture is. You guys want to go and dive into Accenture's website and really just dig around because their website is one of the best website designs I've ever seen. It is very comprehensive. They have a vast, crazy amount of things that they're involved with. Not even crypto is not even a major part of it. Dave has over 20 years of experience in financial service roles spanning capital markets, retail banking, and cards. He serves on the board of directors for the Linux Hyperledger project, which we know Hyperledger is major if you've been on this show, but also the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance. Crazy. They are also a member of the World Economic Forum Global Blockchain Council and advisor for the Chamber of Digital Commerce. So these are the things that I go and I look into. I go and I look into the Chamber of Digital Commerce. Who is the C41R Global Blockchain Council for the World Economic Forum? That's what we do. But
Sell them, draft.
Who is this lady? Jennifer Lassiter. So Jennifer also serves on the World Economic Forum's Digital Currency Governance Consortium. Prior to joining the DDP, Jennifer served as founding member of the Innovation Lab at the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation. So the FDIC, that's who, if you have a bank account, these are the people that are insuring your bank account up to $250,000.
Now, before we move past, before you move past that, bro, I want to ask you a question.
Sure.
So when it comes to, we have the Digital Dollar Project, we have the Digital Euro Foundation, and the Digital Pound Foundation. How closely related do you believe that they are? I mean, they're in different countries, but how closely, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being not related and 10 being all the way related, where would you say that these three lie within relation to each other? How often do you think they work together?
I would say 1,000.
Sheesh.
1,000. So I wanted you guys to see, these guys, they have experience at Lab CFTC. They were the people that created Lab CFTC. So what is Lab CFTC? So the CFTC is the Commodities and Futures Trading Commission, a US regulatory agency. So the CFTC in 2017, they launched Lab CFTC as major fintech initiative. So it says, Lab CFTC is the agency's focal point to promote fintech innovation and fair competition by making the CFTC more accessible to fintech innovators and yada, yada, yada. You get the picture. These people are the people that are overseeing digital assets. So we went through Accenture's leaders. We went through their board. I want to dive into MTech. So who is the M Squad? So this is the lady, Carmel Canet, that Vince was speaking of, a Black woman that started the company. She is passionate advocate for financial inclusion and economic development in emerging markets. But the people that I want to highlight on this are this guy, David Abramovitz. David began his career as a staff attorney at the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. He has a background for another major United States regulator. Now we're going to highlight this lady as well. So D.R. Maurice, during her 35-year career, well, let's click on it. Let's view more. During her 35-year career, her public sector work included serving at the Federal Reserve Bank of New York and the Federal Reserve Bank of San Francisco. Most recently at the U.S. Treasury in the Office of Technical Assistance, where she advised central banks. She's had advisory in Moldova Central Bank, Afghanistan Central Bank, Tunisia Central Bank. She also had roles in management at Morgan Stanley, and she has worked with TD Securities, TD Ameritrade. She's had a career, to say the least. Yeah. So I wanted to highlight her. These are the people that are on the board at MTech. So this is my favorite thing that I found when I was digging yesterday. So MTech, right here on their website, our clients and engagements. I'm going to zoom in for you guys so that you can see that. Can you guys see that? That says the United States Federal Reserve.
Exactly.
So we go back to the Digital Dollar Project. We'll go to the homepage. We'll go to the About. And it says right here, including US Federal Reserve related projects. So that was not an exaggeration. MTech's client is the Federal Reserve. So one thing that I found interesting about MTech is they're certified ISO 27001 and also an SOC 2 certification. So what is the ISO 27001? ISO 27001 is an international standard on how to manage information security. The standard was originally published jointly by the International Organization for Standardization and the International Electrotechnical Commission in 2005. So they are in charge of making sure information is safe for the specific standard. Now, the SOC2, I know that this is a very important certification because this is from the AICPA. So it is, they're the CPA agency. There's 400,000 members in this body. I forget what the first two words of it are. American Institute of CPAs. There we go. So this certification, this is the second time I've seen it. And another one of our favorite investments, mine and Vince's, is crypto.com. Crypto.com recently secured the SOC2 certification for service organizations.
Let's go.
Report on controls at a service organization relevant to security, availability, processing, integrity, confidentiality, or privacy. These reports are intended to meet the needs of a broad range of users that need detailed information and assurance about the controls at a service organization relevant to security, availability, and processing integrity of the systems the service organization uses to process users' data and the confidentiality and privacy of the information processed by these systems. Because let's be honest, we want our information to be confidential, private, and secure. That is one of the major things that we involved in the cryptocurrency space are concerned with. So another thing I found on MTech as I was digging into MTech is this. The MTech Inc. initiative, Project New Dawn, leverages Hedera for interoperability to provide public trust in a private CBDC network. This paper introduces the digital cash infrastructure framework to Congress and the Federal Reserve.
Devin, love her some H-bar.
Devin, I mean, she's a smart girl, that Devin.
She loves her some H-bar.
I'm going to say it. She does. So this is a website. This is an article from off of MTech's website that they have in their press area. The thing that I found interesting about this is that Berkshire Hathaway is covering this, which if you guys know who Berkshire Hathaway, this is Warren Buffett's company. So they're covering MTech. That's major. But we're going to shift and we're going to go into the other company on this flyer, which is Digital Asset.
Before we go there, let me share my screen real quick. I want to finish something off with MTech.
Go ahead, bro.
Awesome. So MTech, y'all got to know about this, okay? So MTech, literally, my sister went crazy. I'm gonna just say that. All right. My sister went absolutely bonkers. All right. She was the only Black woman in the room amongst all white men and white women that were old as hell. Okay. And I don't mean that in a bad way, but it's just what it is. They was in their 70s, their 80s. They're getting ready to leave. And they brought her in because they felt like, oh, okay, this is the future. Sam Bankman-Fried, same thing. So we know that the millennials are up next. Now, I want to show y'all this. I'm gonna pass it back to Travis. This was on Globe Newswire. All right. MTech introduces the green CBDC framework. They've created, this is hot off the press this Tuesday. She's created a framework that she's built, that she's created. And it's because of all the people that's on her board. She can't do this alone. So because of those people, she now has a way to impact, to bring value to the marketplace. Impact, trust, energy usage, innovation, open infrastructure ecosystem should contextualize risk management and financial stability. So she introduced this to the board, all right, to the Digital Dollar Foundation. She introduced this to them, all right, on this past week. They had a conference. All right, they had a CBDC conference. She introduced this, and this is what she spoke on, the Green CBDC initiative. So if you don't know about it, I want to just share that with y'all real quick. That way you can go and do your own research. Back to you, Trav.
Thank you for covering that, bro. I was going to cover that as well. It's a lot to go over right now. But if you guys notice, if you've been on this show, we're going to continue to cover the green narrative. Because it's major, it's huge. It's probably one of the biggest things that's going to affect our investments in the future.
And shout out to Miss Janet on the call.
So I'm going to go into the digital asset company. So let's go right on their page. Citi, one of the biggest banks in America, top 5, Accenture, NASDAQ, BNP Paribas, they are ISO certified 20022 bank. Deloitte, we just went over them. ISDA, one of the major financial regulators. KPMG, one of the biggest consulting firms in America. JP Morgan, the biggest bank in America. These are the world's most innovative enterprises are working with us to change how businesses and markets interact. So we're going to go right into their company, the about, and we're going to go to their board. Who is their executive leadership? So this is their CEO. He prior held positions at Citadel and DRW Trading, where he managed an algorithmic trading desk and helped launch DRW Venture Capital. So Citadel, you know, is one of the largest asset managers in the world. Some other cool people on this board. Let me see if it was this guy. Not that guy. I think it was this guy. He's pretty cool. Oh yeah, this guy's cool. So prior to joining Digital Asset, Craig managed data grid products at Oracle. So hold that thought. Oracle, you guys, if you've been on this show recently, you know that we covered Oracle, Chainlink, Oracle. So we're going to go into the Constellation shortlist for blockchain technology services. Blockchain technology services shortlist: Hedera, IBM, Microsoft, Oracle. So this guy worked for Oracle prior. We know that Oracle works in conjunction with R3 Corda, institutional blockchain that leverages XRP technology, Ripple technology, and XRP digital asset. So we're going to go back into you guys get the picture about digital asset and who they are. But we're going to go into this real quick. So the Project New Dawn is one of the things that I found when I was in my dive. And this is one of the reasons why I believe that, like I was saying at the beginning of the show, I believe COVID was put in place to distract people from digital assets, to put masks over their faces, to separate them from talking to each other as much, to make them think cash is dirty, to make them think I can't pay with cash. And this is literally confirming it, because you pay attention to a narrative for long enough, it will make sense. So they say over 60 million people in the US either don't have or find it too expensive to use a bank account. Over 1 trillion of economic stimulus might not reach them because of that. What just happened? COVID. There was lots of people that couldn't get their stimulus checks because they did not have a bank account. Well, if there was a CBDC, we have a crazy idea. Instead of printing cash, expensive, manual, slow, we could digitize it and send it directly to people in minutes. Fast, secure, low cost, interoperable. Introducing a modern cash infrastructure. So you never want to waste a good tragedy. They make these things happen to speed along adoption. So there's Carmel, she's on their board, formerly worked at IBM. This lady is on the board, former Federal Reserve of New York and San Francisco. And dun, 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 in collaboration with MTech, Microsoft, and Hedera. So that's pretty much all we got, folks. We know, before I finish, we don't have to go into Knox. I don't know who they are yet. I didn't have time to look them up, but we don't have to go into Ripple, folks. We know who Ripple is. We know who Ripple is. I'm gonna just tell you, I'm buying XRP every time I get some money. Every time I'm gonna get some money, I take 20% and I buy XRP. Doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah, that's important. I was listening to an interview, and we're going to get out of here. Raise your hand if you got one thing you like, learn to love, man. We love to get 2 or 3 people, please. But outside of that, while we're waiting on people to raise their hand and share some love with us, maybe share something that you know as well, or that you found pretty interesting in today's call. That's really what that's for. So 2, 3 people, if you don't mind raising your hand, let us know. But something I was listening to with Grant Cardone, and Kevin O'Leary, they had an interview today. Well, not today, but they had an interview that I watched, and they said how to make $1 million. And he talked about the value. Kevin O'Leary said that, his mom left so much money, because she was secretly investing into ETFs. She was secretly investing into, I think bonds and things like that, right? And so I thought that was pretty interesting because she was secretly doing it. However, she also instilled in him, and that's something that we're going to instill in our children and our friends and our family. That one thing that we're instilling is that we want people to be able to. Here's the thing. Grant Cardone asked Kevin O'Leary this. He said, "Would you rather have a high cash paying position, or would you rather be able to invest slowly and smallly, or I don't know if smallly is a word, but small in
We make our own words.
We make our own words here on Coffee and Crypto. But anyway, so do you want to be able to invest, slowly and small? And you know what he said? Kevin O'Leary said, I'd rather be able to invest slowly and small. And I was like, okay, that makes sense because of compound interest, right? Because here's the thing, just because you are rich or you make $50,000 a month, if you're going on private jet trips and yachts and you're buying this and you're buying that, rich people's the same way that broke people spend too much of their money, right? Same thing for wealthy people. It's all about the principles that you have. You can be earning $50,000 a month, spending $45,000 a month, and only have $5,000 a month to be able to actually save. That's not smart. You're over leveraging your life. So we have to work on these things together. And that's what these calls are for. That's why we do what we do. And that's why we're teaching. We're going to teach our kids. We're going to teach our grandkids. We're going to make it a thing. We're going to make it a thing to be able to teach people to take a little bit here, a little bit there. I get paid tomorrow. I'm going to take a little bit of it. I'm going to put it into crypto. I'm very, very, I'm serious about it. Heart attack serious. All right. So, you know, I'm grateful for Travis because I know he's doing it, you know, and that's the thing, because we as leaders here, we commit to doing first and then telling you guys that we're doing it. And then we expect for you to go and do it as well. So with that, you have something, Trav? Okay. No. Okay. With that being said, Ms. Zuli, I wanted to unmute you and ask you to come on up. Thank you so much for being here, Ms. Zuli, and good morning to you.
Good morning. Thank you. Thank you for, and pleased to be here representing Florida, sunny Florida. So
yes,
they're preparing for winter. You're welcome to come down. Okay, or come up or east, wherever you are. Yes, thank you. We're starting with your word premonition, and then moving into what you shared about Michael Saylor. It was only a matter of time. And when he's, you know, I remember getting into this whole space because of Michael and following him. He was like my mentor. That's what I felt, you know, was really into Bitcoin and all of that, and turned to learning, going into the Hope, his organization, Hope Project. So that's a great lesson for us, that no matter what, wherever you are, it's not just people who do not have money that struggle or they have problems. But when you reach to such heights, and especially with him to be so vocal and so much into Bitcoin, and then of course getting into his corporation MicroStrategy, it was only a matter of time that he would be attacked, just like people are to help you get up. Go up and go up the ladder. The same people sometimes help you dismantle you because of envy, jealousy, cruelty, greed, and everything else. So Michael has been fantastic for me. And just like anyone else, I say my prayers for him.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Awesome. Next up, we have Devin. What's going on, Dev? I'm going to ask you to unmute. Shout out to Dev. H-Bar Dev.
Peace, and gratitude, and peace to everybody on the call. I mean, man, I feel like I always say this, but I just wanted to get on here and say I love seeing y'all dive into the rabbit hole. I was up till after 2 a.m. this morning looking into the Fed Now. I went back and watched the Fed Now video because I was just like, you know, what's happening? You know, I realized that something's happening and I'm not grasping the time frame. I'm not grasping the urgency. So I went back. Once it clicked, you know, like I said, I went back and watched the last video. And once it clicked that the Federal Reserve has already been using crypto, specifically XRP, the fact that these things are being rolled out as soon as September, you know, like, I just love how y'all show the process, because I mean, it's been like 2 months since I've been on these calls, and I'm already replicating the process of, I love seeing Travis's screen with like 20 tabs, because that's how it's supposed to look. Because I mean, you Google every word, you Google everything you don't know, pages on pages and notes. So before I get turned up, I just want to say, man, I appreciate that, because it's transforming me into a master researcher, and it's clicking for me in ways that I never thought in 2 months it could click for me. And it's making me bullish in ways I never thought I would want to put so much money. I never thought I'd be this kind of investor. Like, so again, before I get turned, I just want to say I appreciate it, because it's getting real and I see it, and I'm grateful for my position. Like, I'm so grateful that I'm going to be the one to create generational wealth. I mean that with my whole soul. So yeah, man, peace to everybody on the call. And I'm sending love to all of us, because this is real and we here, and this is not a game.
It's not a game.
So yeah, man, peace.
Shout out to you for having your premonition. You know what I mean? And that's what I said. We provide the premonition. There's no greater mission than discovering your premonition, because that's a strong feeling that something's about to happen, especially, and it doesn't have to be something unpleasant. You can have a premonition that something great is going to happen, right? It's all about how you look at it. But that's why I said today's word, the rest of this last quarter word is premonition. Each and every single one of you should be trying to discover what that premonition is. And I believe you'll discover a piece of it here on Coffee and Crypto. So thank you so very much. Is there anybody else that has anything that they like to share? Any gratitude for today? You know what I mean? Look, start your day off with a little gratitude. That's the best type of mixer to go in your coffee. You know what I mean? I don't use sugar. I use gratitude. You know what I mean? So look, if you got a little gratitude, please raise your hand. And if not, we're going to get out of here because this was episode number 36. Travis, are you still bullish or what?
I'm so bullish, bro. I'm so bullish, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Like this is the best. But you know, I got one person that's looking at me, Miss Janet. I just feel like I gotta call you out, Miss Janet. You're the only one staring at us. Can you come up and say something real quick? Just unmute your line. Whatever's on your heart. I'm calling you out.
Am I there?
You're here.
Oh.
And welcome.
I'm not very techno-oriented, so I struggle to even do chat. So
it's okay.
I'm working on it.
It's okay.
I'm working on it. This is all pretty new to me. Suli invited me.
Let's go.
I think it's maybe a little over a month ago. I finally gotten the time to get in on a few of these chats, and I'm finding it just really, really intriguing and very interesting.
Wow.
I like to attend as much as I can.
Amazing.
It's, you know, a lot of this is over my head, but I really would like to learn, and I want to continue staying involved in this.
Well, no problem. Is it okay if me, you know, me, you, Ms. Zuli, Travis, you know, we can get on to maybe a 4-way call and kind of talk about, because I know that, you know, I could tell you got your camera on like Ms. Zuli. So I know you was Ms. Zuli's people, you know what I mean? Because Ms. Zuli come on here and she's engaged, and I could tell that you're engaged. And I believe that you'll do absolutely amazing in this space as well. And it seems like you're super serious. So, you know, we'll follow up with Ms. Zuli, and, you know, Ms. Zuli, you can let us know when it works for you and Ms. Janet, but we can hop on a Zoom and just talk about it and figure out, you know, what be the best steps for you moving forward, and how you can, you know, really dive further into this rabbit hole.
Okay. All right.
Yes, ma'am. No
Thank
problem.
you.
You're very welcome. Thank you for being here.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you, Travis, for that.
Yeah, for sure, bro.
Awesome. So with that being said, listen, we're going to get up out of here. This is episode number 36. Thank you to each and every single one of you for spending your morning with us. And if you're a part of the private group, all right, which is the Discord, if you need information on getting inside the Discord, please reach out to either myself or Travis, and we'll talk to you about how you get in the Discord. Once you're inside of the Discord, you will have access to our Saturday call. Our Saturday call, we wake up at 10 a.m. and we go through the charts. We go through technical analysis, all right? Because I believe that we need multiple days that we're on the charts, okay? For those people that are part of Driven, those people that are part of the nerds, those people that are part of the Vincent Owens Group, it's important. And if you're part of all of it, it's important for you to be on the charts. That's the most important part. So Saturday, we take it to the charts, and we learn XRP trading. But as for this call, we'll see y'all next Tuesday. Happy 1st, happy Labor Day, and y'all have an amazing weekend and be safe out there.